Peter Schmid and the Canadians to the podium at Putra Stadium for the men's individual all-around final. And there are the English coming in. Lee McDermott will not compete today, but Andrew Atherton does, and he starts on the rings.
And Scott, I think he is still swinging on a star. Lots of adrenaline after that big win. And seemingly effortless strength. He has a beautiful line, and he always impresses the judges with tricks just like that, a big double layer.
Well, Andrew Atherton got a great start with a 9-3 on the rings. World-class floor routine is the trademark of Kris Burley. That's where he began.
Should be an excellent start to boost his confidence after yesterday's frustration. But today starts in frustration as well. 1/10 for being out. And he falls again on his biggest trick, double front. And that got him yesterday as well.
A disappointing 8 for Kris Burley. Peter Schmid starts on vault.
Absolute strength. Uses it to his advantage. Has on that calf. The judges love it.
The national champion with a solid 9-1-5-0 to start the competition. Andrei Kravtsov's the favorite. He's on the pommel but nursing an injury.
He knows what it's like to be left at home, missed the Olympic Games due to injury. If he can be here, he's going to compete. That pain was tattooed on his soul, and you are not going to see him give up now.
Boy, after that routine, it was just terrible pain for Andrei Kravtsov. 9-5-7-5 the result, though. A terrific score to start. Alexander Jeltkov of Canada began on the vault.
An excellent vaulter. Like Peter Schmid, he uses his size to his advantage. Motors down the runway and launches a huge Jeltkov layout twist that touches down perfectly.
97 Canadian champ, the top qualifier for this event amongst Canadians in a 9-0-5-0. After the first rotation, Kravtsov, the favorite, leads Canadian Schmid and Jeltkov off to a good start. Now we go to rotation number 2, where Brennon Dowrick, the silver medalist from 1994 in Victoria, was on the vault.
Another big man, lots of power. And he slams down a Jeltkov full twist that should rebound him up the ranking.
And even 9 for Dowrick. Here's charismatic Heap of England.
We talked to him earlier. He's still riding high on that team gold and flying high. Fantastic double back. Keeps it moving, and he's going to move right up the rankings with every maneuver.
Reserve in 94 for the English. A solid performer here, 8-9-7-5 on the P-bars. Andrei Kravtsov, the leader after one rotation, to the rings.
Scott, those faint of spirit or heart could never fill this man's shoes. He knows this event is really going to rip pain through that shoulder. Look at him fight every step of the way, swing through the giant, but it's the strength moves that hurt.
Strain to the pommel and rings back to back, but he got through it.
Take a look at this. Every muscle straining. You can see it in his face, in his upper body. What a tough competitor.
And he got an 8-5 in the rings. Now to the P-bars. And this is Peter Schmid of Canada.
Showing the class and control of years of training. Fantastic double back and swings right out of it. That's what the judges want to see. Stutz through to handstand, stutz to one bar.
And an 8-7-2-5 is the score. Andrew Atherton went to the vault. He's trying to keep pace with Kravtsov, who is struggling with the shoulder.
He's got a big one planned. And it is huge. Rocher, double front, huge airtime, a lot of guts.
And rewarded with a solid 9-5. Jeltkov of Canada on the P-bars.
And he is smooth as silk. But the judges want more content before they award the big scores. But he certainly has the technique down perfectly.
Not quite enough in the routine for Andrei Jeltkov as he scores an 8-5-5. 2 rotations done. Atherton of England flies while Kravtsov struggles. Canadians Schmid and Jeltkov still in the top 5. On to rotation number 3. Peter Schmid on the high bar.
And he's a fearless flyer. No major mistakes. but start values like 9.3 aren't going to foot the bill for a medal. Huge depth, but believe it or not, Scott, the judges still want to see more.
8.45 is the result. Here's Andrew Atherton, who led after 2 rotations on the P-bars.
And he's always in fine form. Beautiful stutz to 1 bar. Ready for the dismount. Double pike. Ooh, I think he's still running on adrenaline. Too much rotation.
That stumble will hurt Andrew Atherton, and 8.55 might not be able to keep pace with Kravtsov. Now Alexander Jeltkov, the 20-year-old of Canada, will fly on the high bar.
And this is a great event for Canadian men. They've got the big tricks. There's one. Kovacs. He's off the bar.
Jeltkov will take 30 seconds and then go back up onto the bar, and you can bet the Canadian will give it another shot.
And it takes a lot of courage, a lot of guts to do it again. Winding up, big swing. There's the Kovacs. He's got it this time. But in this sport, you don't get 2 chances. The deduction will still apply.
An 8.35 will hurt Brennon Dowrick, the Australian, on the P-bars.
And Scott, fantastic tricks. He really struggled here yesterday. Obviously, he's a quick study. Here comes the press handstand. That's exactly where he fell.
Dowrick making a comeback with an 8.9 in the 3rd rotation. Craig Heap up on the bar.
Oh, fantastic depth. It's exactly the high-flying maneuver that Peter Schmid did. Heap making it look easy, but he's caught up in his swing there, and that'll cost him.
It does in the score. 8.35 for Heap after 3 rotation in the men's all-around final. The Australian Kravtsov into the lead, followed by 2 Englishmen. The Canadians are close. Back at Putra Stadium, the individual men's all-around competition continues with Andrei Kravtsov of Australia in the lead, and he is on the parallel bars in rotation 4.
And Scott, you know he's focused on the gold, quiet confidence in his pursuit of excellence. Stutz to 1 bar. Back toss, lets it fly, double pike. Great routine.
And a wince with a little pain from his injured arm. 9.475 for the leader Kravtsov. Alexander Jeltkov on the floor exercise.
Starts with a really nice bonus combination tumbling line. But you know, Scott, a neat performer, but to get the big scores, he's going to need more difficulty in his tumbling lines. The judges want bigger trips.
Jeltkov close to a medal, but has to get going. A wave to the crowd, and 8.7 on the floor. Here's Andrew Atherton of England, the medal hope there on the high bar.
A medal hope indeed. Watch him generate speed right into a tuck Kovacs and another tuck Kovacs.
8.650 for Atherton on the high bar. Peter Schmid, the national champion of Canada, to the floor exercise. He, like his teammate Jeltkov, trying to catch a medal.
And he's definitely got the firepower on this event. Double twisting, double back, 2 flips, 2 twists. Great tricks. Finishes with a full twisting double back. Now that's the stuff Canada needs to throw in every event to move into the medals.
There's an 8.825, which will help to move Peter Schmid up. There's his coach, Dave Arnold. Brennon Dowrick is who Schmid is battling with, and Dowrick is on the high bar.
And a great performer, showing the stoop in dislocate, a special requirement. The judges want to see that, but he's going to really generate some speed here for the dismount. Full twisting double layout. It lands short. That's a 5-tenth deduction, and that's going to be tough to take.
We'll pay the price. An 8.150 for Dowrick. Kris Burley had struggles early and then came to the vault in the 4th rotation.
He's worked hard to increase his standard to world class, and it is brilliant. Fantastic crochet, handspring double front. Now that's an international standard.
It's one of the highest marks we've seen, a 9.6, and the men, after completing 4 events into the home stretch with Australia's Kravtsov leading Atherton of England, and Peter Schmid of Canada is 3rd. On to rotation number 5, the men went. Tough work for Alexander Jeltkov on the pommel.
Historically, the pommel horse has not been a friend to Canada, but Jeltkov is riding the horse well. Getting it right to the end. Now that is pure personal satisfaction.
Just trying to get through it, and he's happy with an 8.75. Andrew Atherton, floor exercise, trying to put a little pressure on Andrei Kravtsov of Australia.
To tell you the truth, Scott, tumbling is his weakness. So he shows beautiful pommel horse work like that. Fedorchenko to get big bonus points from the judges. And you know what? It works.
8-9 the score for Atherton. Kris Burley to the P-bar. He's having a good last half of this competition.
Got off to a slow start, but he has world-class execution. Rarely gives up a 10th. Beautiful. Stutz right through to double pike. Got him there for 2/10 on the landing.
Won a silver on this event in '94 in Victoria. Has an 8.75 in this all-around competition. Brennon Dowrick on the floor. Look at this.
Now you can score on floor by big tumbling or big pommel horse work. And Brennon actually happens to have both.
Dowrick is chasing the Canadians for a bronze medal, an 8.75. He's coming up to the horse. Peter Schmid, meantime, is already there.
Huge psychological breakthrough if you can get through an entire pommel horse routine, and that's what Canada has to start doing time and time again. And Peter Schmid has got it all the way to the dismount, and that's good news for Canada.
He was in bronze medal position after 4 rotations, and 8.35 leaves him vulnerable, however. Here's Andrei Kravtsov on the high bar.
And he just continues to run on automatic pilot. Stoop in, dislocate. Beautiful swing. Winding up. Has to generate some speed. Double twisting, double layout. Fighting every step of the way.
Seems to be holding up against the pressure and that injury. 8.5 for Kravtsov on the high bar. Heading to the final rotation, it is Kravtsov with a substantial lead over Atherton. Canada's Peter Schmid clinging to 3rd spot. Now to rotation 6, the final rotation. Andrew Atherton on the pommel.
This is one athlete that is always in total control. Rarely does he doubt his ability.
And he is finished. Signals to the crowd. 9.125 for Atherton. Will it be enough to beat Kravtsov? Here's Kris Burley on the high bar.
And he does have one beautiful release move. Elegant lines. That was a great Tkachev. But the judges nowadays are looking for a little more bang to the buck with the new rules. Consistency is a key factor, but he needs a little more content to get the big scores to medal.
He was way back in 17th after the first 2 rotations, but Kris Burley of Truro, Nova Scotia has really come on.
Winding up, full twisting double layout. Now that's a great landing.
Come back a long way, an even 9 for Kris Burley up on the bar. Now here's Brennon Dowrick with a chance to catch a medal. He's on his best event, the pommel.
And you know his fall on day 1 almost killed him. He wanted that gold medal badly in event finals, but it looks like he's tamed the beast today.
Indeed he did, a 9.25, which puts all kinds of pressure on Peter Schmid to perform incredibly well on the rings to retain a medal shot. And in rings is not his best event. He struggles with a 7.75. Andrei Kravtsov can lock up the gold medal with the floor exercise.
Scott, here's my nomination for Athlete of the Games. What a tough competitor. He doesn't just talk the talk. He's out there every possible trick in the book under pain.
Well, he struggled through every adversity. Andrei Kravtsov, 27 years old, appears to have locked up the gold medal indeed with a 9.175. He's the Commonwealth Games champion. Congratulated by his teammate Brennon Dowrick. The final standings: Andrei Kravtsov the gold medal for Australia, followed by Andrew Atherton. Veteran Aussie Brennon Dowrick takes the bronze. The top Canadian Kris Burley winds up 4th.
Well, first of all, I'm just happy I'm here because I was injured pretty badly in March, and I almost didn't make the team because of my injuries. To come back and to be able to hit a vault like that in competition with my legs feeling like jello like they do today, I'm really happy.
In July in Winnipeg, he was the Pacific Alliance all-around champion. Today, he is the Commonwealth Games gold medalist. Andrei Kravtsov struggled through adversity to stand on the top of the podium at Putra Stadium.